Last night on our Bible study, we talked a lot about distractions and how we are so consumed with our phones now. It keeps us from engaging in our world and actually being present with our world around us, our kids, our family. And I do see that a lot of times. I have to continually catch myself. At the same time, this is the world we live in. That's where we get our information from. That's how we do our work. It's hard. You get distracted. Something pops up on your phone. It makes you want to look. We want to engage with that. And then it's so addictive. The more you do it, the more you want to do it. Sometimes I do think, I'm like, man, I haven't spent quality time with my kids. I could be out throwing the football with my son, or we could be swimming, or we could be engaging in conversation, but phone is so addictive. There was a question that was brought up last night. It was always take a pause before we do something or before we watch something and say, is this going to bring me closer to God or further away? We have so much control in the things that we look at or the things that we hear, control over us and over our minds. So that's one thing that I really thought about as far as my own life is, am I being intentional with the things that I watch? With the things that I do during the day? Am I taking time for God throughout my day? Or is it just morning time? I have my Bible study in the morning, and then do I go throughout my day and mindlessly scroll? I've been trying to read through the Old Testament, and it is quite difficult. I'm in 2 Samuel, and I do struggle a good bit with all the names, all the storylines, remembering what happened and trying to put the pieces together and figure out how it relates to God and Jesus. For the last few days, I've been using AI to help me to understand. And, a lot of people talk negatively about AI and how it's coming in and it's taken over. It's not such a positive influence. It's all in how you use it, really. I've actually this morning when I was reading through 2 Samuel, I just asked ChatGPT. I was like, give me some understanding. Can you explain this chapter to me? Can you go in more detail? And I was asking it questions like, well, why was David moving and what happened with his people, and asking very specific questions that I was able to get answers to. Without that, it can either be a blessing or a curse. It's all in how you use it. And if you intentionally use it to seek out Christ, then he will use that. He will use anybody to glorify himself. James 4:5 says, come close to God and he will come close to you. And I know that is 100% accurate, factual. I can feel it in my own life. When I reach out to God, he is always there. He is always present. The times that I may forget to pray or be too tired or don't study or don't seek him in my word, then it feels like he's not as close. But if we really seek to have that relationship with God, so we have to be very intentional about the people that we associate ourselves with, about the places that we attend, about things that we're listening to, because we are fallen, we are sinners. But if you have the Holy Spirit living inside of you, then you should have that discernment. And so I'm trying very hard to be intentional every step of the day, and I'm trying to teach my kids that. Just think about any distractions that you may have in your life and think, are these things bringing me closer to Christ, or are they a hindrance? Because the enemy is so sneaky. He makes things seem so good when they can in fact be damaging. They could be creating distance between us and Christ. That's something we have to think about.